Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this video, I have evidence for you that the NBA Finals will be going to Game 7. It will be the Warriors and Cavs, and it will conclude on Father's Day in Oakland, just like it did last year. And the NBA, again, it is a scripted league. It is sports theater. It is no more realistic than the WWE, predetermined wrestling. The NBA is predetermined basketball. And one of the narratives the Zionist Jews who run the NBA are giving the NBA fans to mock their goy asses is Mike Brown stepping up as the interim head coach of the Golden State Warriors. Mike Brown is the former head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He began coaching in the NBA as a head coach for the Cavs at age 35, coaching the man that is known as King James. Check this out. Mike Brown, the name of this coach in Gematria sums to 47. He just turned 47 on March 5th, 3/5. He began coaching the Warriors and King James equals 35, at age 35. Now remember, with regards to 47, big number for the Warriors and the Cavs this year. The Philadelphia Warriors won the first NBA championship in 1947, defeating Minnesota. That's back when it was the Minnesota Lakers from the land of 10,000 lakes before they moved out to Los Angeles. So 47. This year for the Cavs, it's their 47th season. And that matters because Ohio equals 47. So does Akron, Ohio, where Steph Curry and LeBron James were born, as well as Nate Thurmond, who has the number 42, retired with the Warriors and the Cavs. Columbus equals 47. Mike Brown is from Columbus, Ohio. He's also from Ohio. So big number, 47 in Ohio, and a big number to Freemasonry. On the Freemason compass, there's 47 degrees. The Freemasons have the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation. Foundation equals 47. Of course, the city of Cleveland has the street Euclid, named after the mathematician. The Cavs announcers like to say, write down Euclid. So 47, super important number to Freemasonry, Ohio, in this NBA season, in light of the Cavs and Warriors history, and this being the Cavs' 47th season. Mike Brown. Would he feel right at home in the NBA Finals? This was written on May 11th, our Saturn day. So here he is, born Michael Burton Brown, born Columbus, Ohio on March 5th, 1970. King James, 35. Remember what happened last time the Warriors and Cavs played each other on Martin Luther King Jr. Day? I have a video from then. You can check out that video. Cavs at Warriors, January 16th, 2017, MLK Day, foreshadows Cavs, Warriors, NBA Finals 3. 35-point loss, and that was before they gave us Mike Brown, born March 5th, as the interim head coach, who again began coaching in the NBA as a head coach at age 35. Now check this out. This year, Mother's Day fell on May 14th, and Father's Day falls on June 18th. Last year, Mother's Day was May 9th, and LeBron James won on Mother's Day. This year, Steph Curry won on Mother's Day. Last year, Father's Day was June 19th, or Juneteenth, or the real King James's birthday. So this year, it's not on the real King James's birthday. But what's interesting is from Mother's Day to Father's Day this year is 35 days. This was a big part of the riddle last year with the NBA playoffs and finals, and it will likely be a big part of the riddle this year. Steph Curry this year won on Mother's Day. Don't forget it. If LeBron James loses in the NBA Finals this year, he'll be 3-5. Something like 35, something like King James. Now here's where it gets really good. From March 5th, the day that Mike Brown turned 47, until Game 7 is 106 days. 106 days. The game will be in Oracle Arena, which is 106 feet tall. Remember, last year the Warriors went down in their 106th game of the season to the Cavs in Game 7 on the real King James's birthday. Look, Steph Curry and LeBron are both from Akron, Ohio, 106, just like Nate Thurman. Mike Brown's from Columbus, 106. The word prophecy equals 106. The Warriors, originally from Philly, named from the Bible, from Revelation, the book of prophecy and destruction. Prophecy 106, Destroy 106, Entertain 106, and best of all, Trilogy 106. If the Warriors and Cavs play each other in the finals this year, it'll be the third time in a row, the first time ever. For 3 years in a row, the same teams have been in the finals from the Eastern and Western Conference. Cavs and Warriors. And a few videos back, I made a mistake. I said if LeBron faced the Spurs in this NBA Finals, it would also be the third time he faced the Spurs. I was wrong about that. He's already played the Spurs 3 times. So LeBron's had his trilogy with the Spurs. You see? So the trilogy would have to be with the Warriors this year. They're calling LeBron James the Godfather. Last year he went on Father's Day, the real King James's birthday, as the Godfather. And last year it was the 106th Father's Day all time. King James, born June 19th, 1566. That's a date with 106. Numerology. 106, big boss number. Also about Trilogy, it has Gematria of 38 like finals. Steph Curry had his 38th points with 38 seconds last night. They stopped the clock to let everybody know. Then he put on 2 more points at the free throw line. Trilogy also has Gematria of 83. 83 is the 23rd prime number. King equals 23, symbol 23. I've been talking about Bill Russell, the former Celtic, how he's age 83, and how many things line up for him to be the ritual sacrifice connected to this year's NBA Finals, just like Muhammad Ali was last year. Muhammad Ali became boxing champion in '64, the last time Cleveland won a pro sports championship. Dead by the numbers at age 74. And as I said in 2014, we'd see Muhammad Ali pass at age 74. Masonic 74, killing 74, Muhammad 74, Jewish 74, Gematria, a Jewish practice. So here's the King James birth numerology. There was so much 106 on last year's Game 7. You might even remember LeBron rolling around on the ground with his fake injury with 10.6 seconds left on the clock. It all happened. So for the ultimate kicker, this man's full name, Michael Burton Brown, equals 213, like Black History Month, like Black Panther, like the NBA Finals. And let's not kid ourselves about what the NBA is. It is a league of slaves who are mostly black, entertaining the slave masses. This whole nation is slaves. Last year, LeBron James won the NBA Finals on Juneteenth, the date the slaves were freed. Slaves, back in the day of the founding of this country, were worth 3/5 of a man. A slave, a black man, was 3/5 of a man. 3/5. Mike Brown, born on 3/5. Again, one more time, Michael Burton Brown, 213, like Black History Month 213, like Black Panther 213, like the NBA Finals 213. Len Bias, dead 213 days after his birthday. Drafted between the Warriors and Cavs draft picks. My video last year showed how Game 7, the anniversary of the death of Len Bias, 213 days after his birthday, was a tribute to him. All those years later, 31 years later. Remember Tupac Shakur, his mother was a Black Panther. He died 213 days after the release of All Eyes on Me, which was released on 2/13 in February, Black History Month. So many black men have died by the number 213. Moses Malone murdered. Then Kobe finished his career 213 days later in the 213 area code. He scored 60 points just like Moses Malone dropped dead at 60. Moses Malone, a high school player connected to Philly, just like Kobe. Moses Malone drafted by Utah. Kobe played his last game against Utah. Remember, in the Bible, in Revelation, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. In the Bible, the Jews have dark skin. In this world, they have light skin. False Jews using the biblical Jews to make very sick riddles. That's what's going on in this world. That's what's been going on. So here's Mike Brown's head coaching record. Notice he began in Cleveland in 2005. He was born in 70, so he turned 35 before he became a head coach. It says his age right there, 35. It's a joke. Even more, Columbus, Ohio has Gematria of 153 like Cavaliers. Show you something about 153 further in a second. But just remember that. Mike Brown's birthplace, Columbus, Ohio, 153 like Cavs. From the date that the Cavs got blown out by 35 points on Martin Luther King Jr. Day to Game 7 is 153 days. Little too perfect, isn't it? And I was saying then that it was too perfect. You know, King James, 35 point blowout. Also, from the date of the 35 point blowout to Mike Brown's 47th birthday was 49 days. 49 days. Again, Kevin Durant, 49. Warriors, 49. Kevin Durant wearing number 35. The big acquisition for the Warriors. I said the day he joined the Warriors on July 4th, that was probably the sign right there that we would have the trilogy of Cavs and Warriors with King James now versus the Warriors plus number 35. You know? From the blowout to the start of the NBA Finals this year on June 1st, the blowout on Martin Luther King Jr. is 137 days, 137 the 33rd prime. The NBA is a 33 league. Champion has Gematria of 137. Perhaps the Warriors winning by 35 is telling us that LeBron's going to fall to 3-5 in these finals. NBA Finals 33, Cleveland 33, Golden State abbreviated 33, LeBron's 33, James is 33, Stephen's 33, Dell is 33, his father's name. Michael's 33, Kobe's 33, Mike Brown being a big part of the riddle here. And just really, you know, you guys, I've showed before how Steve Kerr is used as a prop as a coach. Remember when he came back last season? He came back for the January 22nd game, and Golden State won with 122 points. Golden State equals 122. Oakland's on the 122nd meridian. That was the same date in history that Kobe scored 81 and the rest of his team scored 41. 81 plus 41, 122, like 1/22 for January 22nd. Kobe Bryant equals 41 like Golden State. When you write out 14, it sums to 41. Joe Jellybean Bryant, the 14th overall pick of the NBA by the Warriors, 41 years before Kobe retired. All scripted. Father-son league. That's why Father's Day, we better be looking out. And Dell Curry, the father of Steph Curry, will be 52 years old on Father's Day this year. Last year, the Cavs snapped the 52-year drought against the Warriors. Perhaps this year, they get payback. The Warriors do, beating the Cavs. And think about this. If the Cavs lose to the Warriors, they'll have won 1 out of 3 games, or 1 out of 3 series against the Warriors in the finals. 1 out of 3, that's 33%. Remember, Cleveland's 33, LeBron's 33, James 33. Also interesting, from January 16th, the Martin Luther King Jr. blowout, to June 18th, Father's Day, 1 day shy of King James's birthday, is a span of 154 days. It's 153 days later, or a span of 154 days. King James also has the Gematria of 154. Something to consider. You know, I'm still going to pay attention and make sure we have worked out who's going to win this finals. It's looking more and more, the evidence is building towards the Warriors over the Cavs, but I'm not 100% certain yet. And something to think about, when the NBA Finals end on June 18th, Universal Standard Time, it will already be June 19th, which is the real King James's birthday. And remember, the United States of America is not a sovereign nation. It's owned by the New World Order, the European Zionist Jew banker tyrants who came over here and created this nation once upon a time, and they do go by Universal Standard Time. So it will be June 19th, the real King James's birthday, Universal Standard Time, when the finals end. Mike Brown, he became the head coach April 24th. That was the date it was announced. That was a date with 38 numerology. Again, finals has the 38 connection. That was a life lesson number 38. From that date to what will be Game 7, June 18th, is 55 days. King James also has Gematria of 55. From the blowout, from Mike Brown's birthday, his 47th birthday, to the start of the finals is also 89 days. King James also has the Gematria of 89. Last year, the Cavs won on the real King James's birthday. The Warriors lost with 89 points. The Cavs won with 93. Oracle Arena equals 93. Final equals 93. 93, the number for Saturn, the keeper of time. So a few more clues. The regular season stats. All time, the Warriors have won 57 in the regular season. The Cavs have won 52. NBA Finals equals 57. Last year, the Cavs won 57 games in the regular season. On the way to the championship, as I pointed out. I must have over 50 videos on the Warriors and Cavs. You can go back and watch them all. Learn a lot. Notice the Cavs are stuck at 52 wins. Last year, they broke the 52-year drought. And, Cleveland's a city that pro sports loves to punk. So just based on what we know that the powers that shouldn't be due to Cleveland, it's always better to assume Cleveland's going to lose. And as I've been saying, I expect LeBron to play one more season in Cleveland, finishing his season at 33 years old, and then I expect him to move on to New York. So imagine that the Cavs lose this year, disappointing. And then next year they go and maybe they don't quite make it to the finals, and LeBron says he's ready to move on. And he goes to New York and brings winning there. But anyway, these numbers on their regular season wins, very significant. Notice the 109 total games. 109 is the 29th prime number. Ohio equals 29. Steph Curry, LeBron, Mike Brown, Nate Thurmond, all from Ohio. Ohio's the 17th state. Here we are in 2017. NBA equals 17. The Cavs were the 17th team to join the NBA. The head-to-head all-time, including the playoffs, is 13 more games because they played 13 finals games. 122, number we're talking about all the time. Oakland on the 122nd meridian. Again, they scored 122 points when Steve Kerr came back, last year. Steve Kerr, Steph Curry. Aren't those names a lot alike? Seattle, also on the 122nd meridian, where Bill Walton lives, where Kevin Durant was drafted to. Last year, the Cavs became the first team to win a Game 7 on the road since 1978, when the Washington Wizards did it in Seattle. Back then, they were the Washington Bullets. NBA Finals has Gematria of 78, so does Cleveland. Cleveland, first team since 78 to win a Game 7 on the road. Cleveland, the first team to ever come back from down 3-1. And I guaranteed everybody they were going to come back and win when they were down 3-1 on the real King James's birthday. Again, won a lot of people a ton of money, and hardly any of those people shared any of the wealth back. Giving people all this knowledge to make all this money. People talking about how they won $50,000, won new cars, won all sorts of stuff. Nobody generous enough to share anything with the person who helped them win it all, That's what's wrong with this society. Bunch of takers. Almost all my viewers are takers, takers, takers. Every time I try to raise a little bit of money for doing all this work for free, only about 10 people want to donate. Tells you something about this world. Anyway, Cleveland Cavaliers down 6-7 all-time in the NBA Finals. Last year it went to Game 7. The year before that, the Warriors beat the Cavs 4-2. That's 6-7. Reminds me of this year. The Warriors won 67 games. West equals 67. Warriors won the West with 67. Number that has a lot to do with ritual killing, and as we know, there's always a lot of ritual killing in the playoffs. Already covered a lot of it this year. So I was looking at these two stats, and I was saying, what makes more sense? For the Cavs to finish with 10 wins, winning 4 and winning the finals, or Golden State finishing with 11 wins? If they win 4 more and win the finals, they'll have 11 wins against the Cavs. I got to tell you, the 11 makes more sense because Pi has the Gematria of 11. Let me just pull up the Gematria calculator so we can do this one more time. Pi has very interesting gematria. 16. Yesterday on Mother's Day, we saw the Warriors score 16 points. The game was 16 days before Steph Curry's mother's birthday. Steph Curry was born on Pi Day. This year on Pi Day, Steph Curry turned 29, and I made a video before the game saying, watch, I bet you anything Steph Curry scores 29 on his 29th birthday on what will be the 29th Pi Day all time. And sure enough, Steph Curry scored 29. And before that, weeks before that, or whenever it was, a week before that, whenever the Warriors and Philadelphia played each other, their game had a Pi tribute. And then I saw that they were playing each other again on Pi Day, and I explained then. Weeks before the game was played, I said, watch, you're going to see a big Pi tribute when the Warriors beat the 76ers. And sure enough, Steph Curry on his 29th birthday scores 29 points. Notice the 25, the Warriors came back from 25. It was scripted with the Super Bowl's 25-point comeback. It was 98 days after the Super Bowl. National Basketball Association equals 98. Patriots equals 98. Tom Brady 98. Tom Brady won his 25th playoff game with the 25-point comeback, the AFC's 25th Super Bowl to close out the 97th season of the NFL. 97, the 25th prime. So anyway, Pi 11, the Warriors getting their 11th win in the finals against the Cavs. It just makes too much sense. Also, with regards to seasons, it's the 71st season of the NBA. The reflection is 17. The Warriors have been in Golden State since 71. Yesterday, they scored 71 points in the second half. Coming back to beat the Spurs. And let's not forget that Steph Curry's mother, Sonia, her name equals 74. Yesterday, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant combined for 74 points. Kevin Durant joined the Warriors on July 4th. Holiday equals 74. So does Independence Day, 74. 74 points for Durant and Curry, their combined season high. And that game was exactly 314 days after Kevin Durant joined the team from July 4th, 2016 to yesterday's Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. 314 days later, 3.14 is Pi. Steph Curry born on March 14th, 314 Pi. Look at this. One more time. 22 divided by 7 equals 314. 22 divided by 7 really gives you 3.14, the closest approximation of Pi. And don't forget, 227, the square root of that number, or 227 is the 49th prime number. 49, Warriors 49, Kevin Durant 49. Not arbitrary. All mathematics, all how it's scripted with all of these Manchurian athletes. And what you need to be understanding is all of these people are birthed and born accordingly for their future scripted roles. Steph Curry was born March 14th, 88 for a reason. The same reason Kevin Durant was born September 29th, 88 for a reason. Kevin Durant, the big news on the nation's birthday, one more time. Durant 84, United States of America equals 84. And if you bring in the Jewish gematria, United States of America equals 929. Kevin Durant's birthday is September 29th. What more American of a tribute could you have in numbers than Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors on July 4th? And something about Golden State in America that you should know. Steph Curry's mother's currently 50. Golden State 50. Just like America 50 and the 50 states. Got to notice America's 49 too. Like Warriors and Kevin Durant. You never seen my work on Revelation. Revelation equals 49, where Philadelphia gets its name from, where the Warriors are originally from. Revelation and the birth of a nation. This whole nation is biblical. Everything about its founding is biblical. This nation was founded by the false Jews. In Revelation, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. So again, should the Warriors close it out on Father's Day? Big tribute to Del Curry, former NBA player, father of Steph Curry. Del equals 33 like Stephen. He's the magic number 52, number of prophecy. Born on June 25th, the date that 1984, or excuse me, the date of the author of the book who wrote 1984, which is a nation about the United States of America, a nation a lot like the United States of America. In that book, it says all it took to rule over the people with tyranny was by giving them sports, gambling, and alcohol. June 25th, George Orwell's birthday. 1984, you got to read that book. So there it is, More mocking, right in the fans' faces. I just don't know how people don't see through this stuff. It's just so stupid. Mike Brown's now the head coach of the Warriors. Anybody who follows the NBA, you got to know that this guy used to be the head coach of LeBron James and the Cavs. So the only question left is Mike Brown going to be there for the Cavs to win it? I mean, the Cavs could still win it. There's a narrative there for them too, but I got to tell you, all the evidence I've been documenting all season, it looks like it might stack more heavily for the Warriors. And I did say on opening night, here's evidence that we're going to have part 3 of Warriors and Cavs. Remember, on opening night, the Cavs won by 29 points. Here, let's do this one more time. Golden State Warriors. Notice the gematria of 117. If you write out Ohio, it sums to 117 in Jewish gematria. Game 1 of the season, the Cavs won with 117 points, beating New York by 29. New York finished with 88. Remember, 88 has the connection to pi. Kevin Durant joined the Warriors 88 days from his own birthday, born in 88, just like Steph Curry. Yesterday in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, Durant made the 88th points. So anyway, Game 1 of the season, the Cavs won with 117. A big storyline was that Undertaker was in the audience. Notice Undertaker's also 153 like Cavaliers. We talked about this. Last year in the NBA Finals, LeBron James got flack for wearing an Undertaker t-shirt. This year, the Undertaker lost in WrestleMania. Something to think about. They're calling LeBron James the Godfather. Trilogy. The Godfather 117. All things I've been talking about, See how nice it all comes together? 117. So anyway, since opening night, the tributes, they've been in plain sight. The opening night, the Warriors also lost to the Spurs by 29. The Cavs won by 29. The Warriors lost. And I said that night, I said, well, look, the narrative right now is Kevin Durant's new to the team. They don't know how to use all their weapons. We'll see what happens a month from now, by mid-season. I said, don't be surprised if later this year the Warriors are on fire and the more dominant team. You can go back and watch my video from opening night, all the things I said. But I was talking about the 29-point defeats, the connection to Ohio, how this lined up for a third rematch between the Cavs and Warriors. And notice also Ohio 16, like pi, that will close out the 2016-17 season. The coding's deep, true seeker. The coding is deep. And remember, gematria is a Jewish practice. The NBA run by Jewish Zionists. Until next time.